boy, how you've been looking forward to it. From now on, it's Christmas and 4th of July every day for days and days and days. No more boot camp. You're over the hump now. You're salty. You're Navy now. You feel it and you look it. Seems an awful long time since you were lined up over there at receiving. And of course, you were never that green, were you? Remember your first day at the induction center? Gosh, was that just a few weeks ago? Seems like years. You didn't look much like Navy then, but somewhere way down inside of you, you felt it.
All right, men, let's line up for your oath.
And as you lined up to take the oath of induction,
raise your right hands and repeat after me.
Your face and eyes.
I, your name in full.
I, Steve Harris.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
To bear true faith and allegiance to the United States of America.
To bear true faith and allegiance to the United States of America.
And that I will serve them honestly and faithfully.
And that I will serve them honestly.
In that moment,
against
something
all
happened
their
to you.
enemies,
You weren't a kid anymore. You'd grown up. And remember when you reported at the station? You wanted to march through the gate. You tried, but you kept tangling with the others. You wondered whether you ought to salute, and if so, who and how. You wondered what would happen next. You found out.
Bend over and pull out your cheeks.
Remember the first time you saw yourself in uniform? Navy uniform? You were pretty proud of yourself.
Let's go.
And that phrase, let's go, set the tempo for a new life. It was a strange life at first. And maybe you were a little clumsy. Just a little. You weren't exactly 4-0 at first. And it was pretty hard to see how that eternal marching and calisthenics and manual of arms had anything to do with the complex teamwork of a ship in action. When the sweat's running into your eyes and your leggings are sandpapering your ankles, and you're so tired your tongue tastes like a dead herring, the drill field seems an awful long way from blue water and fighting Navy. But you took it. And after a while you found the more you took, the more you could take. And then you were changing in more than muscles. All the talk about discipline and precision began to mean something. You were beginning to fit. You had the feeling of being part of something, something big. It was a good feeling. Then you began counting the days until the day. You tried to be nonchalant. You weren't excited. Much. And finally, one morning...
It's ready, sir. Here are your leave papers. Hang on to them.
Yes, sir.
And Harris,
Yes, sir.
remember you're Navy. While you're on leave, be a credit to the Navy.
Yes, sir.
And Harris,
Yes, sir.
report back on time. And that means on time.
Yes, sir.
And Harris,
Yes, sir.
don't do anything I wouldn't do.
Yes, sir. I mean, no, sir.
So now at last you're shoving off. You didn't sleep much last night. Too busy planning how to make every minute count. Now you get itchy over any delay. Come on, pull the cork, let's go. last you're on the home stretch, sitting on top of the world. You've noticed how eyes turn to that uniform. Mighty pretty eyes, too. So you start tracking.
Can I help you?
Sailors are so gallant. You know, if I were a man, I'd want to be a sailor. I think they're so much cuter than the Army.
Well, you know, they say if you want action, you join the Navy.
I bet you had some of the most hair-raising experiences.
The last 8 weeks were awful. Just plain hell.
Did you get wounded, shot, or anything?
Shot? Why, in both arms and in the back and in the back.
Oh, how horrible. Weren't you scared?
Well, at the time, frankly, yes. But you get over it, you know. That's war.
Just the way you say it makes me scared. Tell me what it's like when the guns are going off on a battleship.
Battleship?
Mm-hmm.
Battleship? Oh, well, to tell you the truth, I can't tell you very much about it. It's,
Honey, he can't tell you why, because it's a military secret.
Tom Biggers, for gosh sake.
Hiya, Steve.
I guess I better be going up. My seat's right over there. Bye.
I remember.
I don't want to foul your line, sailor.
Tom, you saved my life. Gosh, you've been around.
Well, enough to ready to leave anyway. First time home in over a year.
Gosh, with all that stuff, you're ready to salute us, huh?
Oh, take it easy. Tell me, how's things around home?
Oh, about like always. A few more girls wearing pants working at the mills.
Yeah, I suppose so. Gee, I hope they haven't forgotten about female clothes altogether. I like my girls looking like women.
You know, I was sort of figuring on throwing my weight around a little, but shucks, stacked up against those ribbons, I'm not even in the Navy.
Listen, once you climb into uniform, you're Navy, and don't ever forget it.
Yeah, but
You mean these? Oh, they'll come.
you can talk. You've got a ship.
I was a boot once, too, you know.
The thing that gets me is always snapping into everything like a doggone machine.
When your ship is in action, then you'll understand why. Couple seconds margin is all it takes to put in that first shot. Maybe to sink a ship. Maybe decide an engagement.
Yeah, I see that, but you get that way on a ship.
You can't wait till you get aboard to work up that kind of snap. Maybe it don't seem so important now, but believe me, it pays off at the finish. I know, I've been there.
Yeah, but don't you see?
Hey, cease firing, will you? I came home for fun. Tell me, how are you going to spend your leave?
Well, maybe it sounds nuts, but first of all, I'm going to have me a breakfast in bed at 1200.
Breakfast in bed. Well, why not? No bugle, no assembly, no calisthenics, no drill or work detail. Sure, breakfast in bed. And you've got the appetite to do justice to a hero's breakfast. Oh, so you don't think you're a hero? You've got a lot to learn about the magic of the uniform.
Don't worry about him. He'll be back.
Oh, we haven't seen him all evening.
Oh, grab yourself another drink and have some fun.
Sorry, Don. Hot night. gal with Don?
Oh, that's Sue Casey. Don't you remember her?
No, I haven't seen her. Where's she been?
She's been away at school.
Some school.
Uh-uh. Come on, let's go inside and have a drink, huh? Come on.
Okay.
What's cooking in the Navy?
Drill, dress, undress.
Hey, Steve, how's about a couple of drinks?
We have 'em 2 minutes.
Okay, we'll be back.
Well,
Excuse me, honey. Let me meet you. Come on, give me a sailor a break.
All right.
Funny, I guess you don't remember.
should I, sailor?
Well, maybe it's the uniform making it.
Well, a uniform can make a lot of difference, sailor.
Say, why don't we get out of here where we can, talk?
Well, if you promise just to talk. What a lovely evening.
Oh, yeah, it is.
And what a dull party.
Oh, well, look, we can do something about that. I know a beautiful spot.
Sorry, not tonight.
Oh, tied up?
Uh-huh. I always go home with the guy what brung me.
Oh, well, listen, we can take care of that, too.
Not tonight. But there'll be other nights.
Not for me. I'm shutting off tomorrow. Come on. This is our night. Moonlight and music. Let's, do something about it.
Sure. We could do a lot about it tomorrow night.
But don't you understand, I'm due back tomorrow night.
You and the Admiral got a date with a battle?
Gosh, why didn't I meet you before?
Well, you have now. But I guess it's too late. Or, is it?
Come on. Talk me into it.
Yeah, well,
Good night.
Maybe see if the game's Saturday. Good night. Good night.
I wonder why Steve doesn't hurry up.
Yeah, I guess I better break that up.
It's about time, if you ask me.
Oh, give the kid a break. It's his last night. Wait, you stay right there, honey, and I'll find out.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was so late.
Good night.
Good night.
Okay, Tom, old kid.
Must have been a terrific fight. You're all cut and bloody.
Shh, take it easy. Good night, beautiful.
Good night, sailor, until, tomorrow night.
Boy, oh boy. I really had myself a time. What's the matter with you, Mac? You ain't talking much.
Listen, Steve, you're shoving off in the morning, aren't you?
Oh, that's what's bothering you.
Well, I certainly wouldn't let any dizzy dame make a chump out of me.
Hey, wait a minute, Shore Patrol. When I get a date with a dame like that, I keep it.
Okay. Look, that day on the train together when I shut off my mouth about the Navy. Remember?
So what?
Well, I wished I'd told you about the brigs and the BCDs.
Hey, wait a minute.
In the Navy, they don't iron clothes. They roll them.
Yes, and fill them all full of wrinkles. Now, don't... Oh, hello, darling.
Oh, Mom. Oh, Dad.
Oh, Steve, was just telling your mother, your gear isn't exactly according to regulations, but I guess you can fix them.
Mom, you don't...
Now, you shush. I've been washing and ironing clothes for 25 years my way, Navy or no Navy.
What's all this for?
She don't trust Navy cooks. Wants to make sure you don't starve.
Now, don't tell me their Navy's above pie. They're apple. One of them's for that Navy captain that you were talking about. You know, He seems to be an awful nice fellow.
But now look, Mom, I can't take a pie to the...
Taking a pie to the captain. That I want to see.
Well, never you mind. I'll bet he'll like it.
Yeah, but, well, you see, Mom,
Steve, you've been drinking.
Mom, I'm not a kid anymore.
That's the Peabodys for you. Always showing off with their fancy punch. Well, it'll serve you right if you get sick at your stomach.
Now, Mother.
I thought you looked funny. Your last night at home, and, well, you'll certainly be feeling fine in the morning.
Mom, I'm all right. It's just that I...
Steve, guess you better take a couple of turns around the block. Just to settle your mother's stomach.
Okay, Dad, I guess I will. Be back in a few minutes.
Honey, I don't think I'd bear down on him quite so strong. Can't follow him all through the Navy, making sure he's clean behind the ears and such. Well, after all...
Now, you looky here. That boy's been a credit to us all his life.
Anything else?
No, Charlie.
What's that, Steve?
A glass of beer, I guess.
How's the family?
Say, Charlie, how's about a check? Can't hold up the war effort, you know?
What do you mean by that crack?
Just that I got 200 miles to drive with a load of superchargers before morning. What are you so touchy about, sailor?
Nothing, Skipper.
Well, a shipmate. All right there, Mac.
Hi, sir.
Come on, beat it. On your way.
Stuart, we're shipmates, ain't we?
Sure, leave him alone.
Yeah, but you better get out before the night watch comes by.
The hell with him. Say, Mac, how's about letting a shipmate have a couple of bucks?
Night watch? What's the matter?
I'm a couple of days over, you know.
Oh.
Yeah, you've done the same thing. The Navy expects it every now and then.
Yeah, well, what happens when you get back?
A couple of days in the brig, couple of days pay, maybe a little extra duty. So what? You gotta now and then, else who would do the dirty jobs around ship?
Yeah, seems that way.
You know, this Navy's no place for no mama's boys. You have your fun, you do your turn in the brig, everybody's square and the slate's clean. So what can you lose?
Yeah. What can you lose?
Say, Mac, how about that 5-spot?
Hey, if it's any news to you, the police car just drove up in front.
Yeah? Where's the head? Hey, now, Mac, don't go away. I'll be right back.
Better get out before he nicks you for a 10-spot. He's been hanging around all night trying to mooch a ride with a trucker.
You're a big help. He's probably trying to get back to his ship.
That phony. I could bring more salt water out of this towel than he ever saw.
Oh, hello, Steve. How does it feel to be back home again? I suppose you're just itching to get back. When do you do back?
Why don't you try minding your own business?
Now, what the devil did I say?
You and the Admiral got a date for the battle?
I, John Jenkins, do solemnly swear
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the United States of America.
Report back on time. And that means on time.
Yes, sir.
Listen, when you climb into uniform, you're Navy, and don't ever forget it.
But I guess it's too late. Or is it?
Come on. Talk me into it.
So what can you lose?
Well, this is your extra day of fun. Go ahead, get about it. You couldn't hang around home. You had a duck, the way your folks looked at you. But on the street, people look at you too. And you wonder what they're thinking, how much they know. Get away, get away. Be careful, there's a cop. Suppose he asks you for your pass. That's right, duck. Get out of sight. And the girl, well, you'd planned a big evening. But how are you going to entertain her? You figure to hit the high spots. But somebody's sure to know you're here and know you ought to be back at station. No chance here either. The shore patrol's got that covered. So finally you wind up where you hope you'll be safe.
Hey, this was supposed to be our big night. What's the idea of this dump?
Look, beautiful, I tell you, we can't make the bright spots. I might get picked up.
Listen, see, Scott, I didn't date a uniform to hide in the dark. If this is your idea of a wonderful time, take me home.
Okay.
So that's your big adventure. You can't hang around town. Too many people know you. You know you got to get back to your station sometime. In fact, now you want to get back. But how? You're sure to meet the shore patrol on the train. So maybe you try thumb bumming. Takes a lot longer that way. And people have a way of asking a man in uniform a flock of questions. You tell a phony story and you wonder if he's catching on. You figure you'd better not take a chance on him turning you in. That uniform sticks out like a flag. That's it, the uniform. You figure you better ditch it. Do you suppose that Gyp believed your story? How'd he have the nerve to soak you double for that moth-eaten outfit? Get going before he turns you in. You got to keep moving. But how? You're fresh out of money. Well, you can always go to work for a while. Just a few days in some defense job and you'll have money to get back. Yeah, but do you dare ask for a job? You're sure to ask a lot of questions you don't dare answer. Your best bet is some job that nobody else wants, where they're not so particular. So you put out a fast line about your draft status and give a phony name and hope you're getting away with it. It isn't much of a job. It's worse than any job you ever had at the station. But you keep promising yourself you won't have to stick at it very long. And you don't. You don't even find out who it was who turned you in. Then it turns out that the days you spend in this crummy civilian jail are added on to your AOL. Days while the city police get in touch with the Navy. Days waiting for the Navy to pick you up. So at last you're back on station. Yeah, but it's not exactly a hero's return. You sure don't feel Navy now. You're only wishing to God nobody could see you. And when you tell your story to the district officer, it sounds just plain dumb. You wanted an extra day, and somehow it stretched into weeks. An extra day for fun that you never had. Now all you want is to settle up and get back to duty.
But I'm willing to pay up for whatever I've done.
You still don't realize how serious this is, do you?
Why? What do you mean, sir?
You're in trouble, Harris. Real trouble. You may even be charged with desertion in time of war.
Desertion? But it was just a few days.
It wasn't just a few days. It was a lot of important days to Uncle Sam. Each and every one of those days that you were over the hill, you might just as well have been on the other side, working for Hitler and the Japs.
You're in a hurry, but you wait. Wait for the Navy Department to investigate your case. Wait day after day. It takes time to get all the facts, and the Navy doesn't guess. So, you wait. You keep hearing the drums, other men doing things. Maybe just a work detail. Maybe some boots off the drill. Maybe some other leave party. Maybe some detail going to sea. Maybe your own company. So you wait and wonder. Then one day, you began to learn what you were up against. You learned a lot of things, like the difference between a few hours, a few days over leave, and your kind of over leave. You learned the meaning of BCDs and UDs and DDs. You learned about loss of citizenship and the blot on a man's record and on his life that not even the President of the United States could rub out. They assigned an officer to defend you. But what defense could you give? You stayed over an extra day. And then something happened. Sounded silly even to you. You found out how much better off you'd have been to have turned yourself in that first day instead of waiting to be picked up. Yeah, you learned a lot of things. Too late. And you wondered what would happen to you. You wondered and waited. Until finally...
In Stephen Harris, apprentice seaman, United States Naval Reserve, while so serving on active duty at the United States Naval Training Station.
Well, you thought it was just boot training, but it was active duty.
Desert from said station from the United States Naval Service and remain a deserter until he's delivered. United
Deserter?
States Naval Training
You?
Station.
Oh, no, that's wrong. They just don't understand.
United States, them being in a state of war.
Yes, this is war. That makes a difference. Listen, the President of the
You've heard the charge and specification preferred against you. How say you the specification of the charge?
You didn't mean
guilty
to
or not
desert.
guilty?
You were coming
Not
back.
guilty, sir.
How say you to the charge, guilty
Something
or not
happened,
guilty?
that's all.
Not guilty, sir.
You never intended to come back to the Navy, did you?
I object to that question because it invades the province of this court.
Gentlemen, this accused wants you to believe that he had no intention to permanently abandon the naval service. That he merely wanted to overstay his leave by one day, for one more day of fun. Yet all during this period of unauthorized absence, he made no effort to turn himself over to naval authorities, although there are innumerable opportunities to do so. The fact that he removed his naval uniform, that he assumed a fictitious name and sought employment on the outside, all indicate that he did have such an intention to permanently abandon the service. And I submit to this court, the accused should be found guilty of the charge preferred against him. He should be found guilty of desertion in time of war.
The trial is finished. The court is cleared. Any discussion, gentlemen?
Now you're beginning to realize what you've got to lose. Do you figure it's worth it?
No. No! No!
Well, it takes him a little while, but he usually gets there.
Gosh, I gotta hurry.
Figured you would, so I got the car out.
That's swell. I ain't got time for breakfast, Ma.
Oh, yes, you have.
Ma, I gotta hurry.
Well, we'll fix that.
Ma.
Don't be in such a hurry. Bill, you say to that captain, here's a pie from home, and just see what he says.
Yes, sir, that I want to hear.
Aren't you going to kiss your mom goodbye?
And carry on and quit your kicking. Don't give up the ship.